Chapter 2. Half an hour later, I slept deeply, peacefully, upon my bed in the big, stately chamber where the roses watched beside the latticed windows. And to say I dreamed again is not correct, for it can only be expressed by saying that I saw and knew. The figures round the bed were actual and in life. Nothing could be more real than the whisper of the doctor's voice, that solemn, grave-faced man who was so tall, as he said sternly, yet brokenly, to someone, "You must say good-bye, and you had better say it now." Nor could anything be more definite and sure, more charged with the actuality of living, than the figure of Marian, as she stooped over me to obey the terrible command. For I saw her face float down towards me like a star, and a shower of pale spring blossoms rained upon me with her hair. The perfume of old gardens rose about me as she slipped to her knees beside the bed and kissed my lips. So softly it was like the breath of wind from lake and orchard, and so lingeringly it was as though the blossoms lay upon my mouth and grew into flowers that she planted there. "Goodbye, my love. Be brave. It is only separation." "It is death," I tried to say, but could only feebly stir my lips against her own. I drew her breath of flowers into my mouth, and there came then the darkness which is final. The voices grew louder. I heard a man struggling with an unfamiliar language. Turning restlessly, I opened my eyes upon a little stuffy room with white walls whereon no pictures hung. It was very hot. A woman was standing beside the bed, and the bed was very short. I stretched, and my feet kicked against the boarding at the end. "Yes, he is awake," the woman said in French. "Will you come in? The doctor said you might see him when he woke. I think he'll know you." She spoke in French. I just knew enough to understand. And of course I knew him. It was Haddon. I heard him thanking her for all her kindness as he blundered in. His French, if anything, was worse than my own. I felt inclined to laugh. I did laugh. "By Jove, old man, this is bad luck, isn't it? You've had a narrow shave. This good lady telegraphed—" "Have you got my ice axe? Is it all right?" I asked. I remembered clearly the motor accident. Everything. "The ice axe is right enough," he laughed, looking cheerfully at the woman. "But what about yourself? Feel bad still? Any pain, I mean?" "Oh, I feel all right," I answered, searching for the pain of broken bones, but finding none. "What happened? I was stunned, I suppose." "Bit stunned, yes," said Haddon. "You got a nasty knock on the head, it seems. The point of the axe ran into you, or something." "Was that all?" He nodded. "But I'm afraid it's knocked our climbing on the head. Shocking bad luck, isn't it?" "I telegraphed last night," the kind woman was explaining. "But I couldn't get here till this morning," Haddon said. "The telegram didn't find me till midnight, you see." And he turned to thank the woman in his voluble, dreadful French. She kept a little pension on the shores of the lake. It was the nearest house, and they had carried me in there and got the doctor to me all within the hour. It proved slight enough, apart from the shock. It was not even concussion. I had merely been stunned. Sleep had cured me, as it seemed. "Jolly little place," said Haddon, as he moved me that afternoon to Geneva, whence, after a few days' rest, we went on into the Alps of Haute-Savoie. "And lucky the old body was so kind and quick. Odd, wasn't it?" He glanced at me. Something in his voice betrayed he hid another thought. I saw nothing odd in it at all, only very tiresome. "What's its name?" I asked, taking a shot at a venture. He hesitated a second. Haddon, the climber, was not skilled in the delicacies of tact. "Don't know its present name," he answered, looking away from me across the lake. but it stands on the site of an old chateau, destroyed 100 years ago, the Chateau de Bellerive. And then I understood my old friend's absurd confusion, for Bellerive chanced also to be the name of a married woman I knew in Scotland. At least, it was her maiden name, and she was of French extraction.